Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video, we're going to be going through the top teams I've come up with for free-to-play and pay-to-win lineup for Supreme Arena. Now, the important thing is you're going to have to manually set map number 3 because it is not symmetrical, but the other maps you can just copy it down from the formation ID and it will be set perfectly. Okay, we're going to lead it off with the free-to-play team. Team number 1 is going to be the Iron Nuke team, where we have Nero Charms onto the Iron because his burst damage at the beginning is pretty high, and in this position we're able to get the Daemon buff onto Shmira. We have Almas as well for furthering the crowd control with the Shadow Blast spell. It gives you really good stats, and also the active effect is pretty good. Now for this map, you ideally did want to have heroes who can move a large number of tiles to get the shield from Hugin, but another strategy is you can use heroes that can just break through that shield, and like true damage from Shmira, for example, are just going to shred and actually bypass the shield and just hit the opponent directly in their health bar. So I think overall this is a really strong team you can run. For map number 2, we have my favorite team, which is Pandora with Tassi in the box. 4 seconds into the match, Tassi is going to be unboxed and she is going to go ham on the entire enemy team. We also have the twins to buff up Pandora to give her energy recovery and just healing and stats, because I want my Pandora to get off her ultimate as quickly as possible, because of course that is going to fear the enemies, buy a bit more time for maybe a Tassi second ultimate, and then also deal pretty high damage. We have Damien because he's just a really good healer and haste buffer. He's in the center of the map, so when Tassi begins going, hopefully he'll be in range to heal the Tassi. We also have Lily May to interrupt any ultimate of the opponent, especially if they go for like some a rushing ultimate type comp, or if they try to go for like a Crying Eye type team. At least Lily May will be able to interrupt them and cause them some problems. And then on top of all of this, we have the Guardian spell. Now I'm a big fan of the Guardian spell artifact because it has massive tankiness and it prevents 2 fatal blows on your team with that plus 30 artifact effect. And then also the first 8 seconds of the match is basically not possible for the opponent to kill you. It just buys more time for your Tassi to get going and maybe even Pandora to get off an ultimate. Now for this Hugin map, Tassi of course is going to be great for it. She's going to be able to provide a shield to herself when she begins darting around. So definitely these Tassi Pandora teams, people may try to counter with like a Lily May of their own. If their Lily May does get the interruption, at the very least, we're going to have the Guardian spell, which is going to keep the Tassi really tanky and allow her to have some more time to then recharge energy and cast a follow-up ultimate. On top of that, we do have the twins with their pre-fill energy. They're going to be taking some damage due to even the Wilder faction talents. They may be able to get off their ultimate before Tassi is even removed from the box, which would be also a way of taking an enemy Lily May interruption and allowing Tassi to go free. So let's move on to team number 3. This is going to be a Citrana Bonnie team with Siren, who I think a lot of people have Siren built, and also with Citrana. I think now, because I have been recommending Citrana for a while, I think more people will have your Citrana built up. And if your Citrana Supreme Plus, that's basically all she needs, and then you can give her her Supreme Plus skill upgrade if you can. Even before that, she actually can work because she's still going to provide that debuff onto the enemies, reducing their vitality and also dealing damage per second, which is really good with a strategy like this. So you have Thorin Soul Pacting the Ludovic, and that's for the Graveborn faction talents. Citrana is going to be giving her sparks to only these 3 heroes. Unfortunately, she can't reach Bonnie from this position because only allies within 2 tiles can be given sparks to, and that's the limitation of this map. But I still thought this is the best map for them because Siren's going to be boosted with this tile, and also Bonnie's going to be boosted with this tile, and they're both going to be hitting really hard with the Elbow spell. Definitely, if you have Igor built, you can run Igor rather than Thorin. That would probably make this team even better because Igor is going to be able to stall out the opponent even more effectively than Thorin. But if your Thorin is more built or more upgraded, you can definitely use Thorin as well, and he's going to do well here as well. And before we move on to the pay-to-win teams, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. Okay guys, moving on to the pay-to-win teams. I'm very happy with the pay-to-win teams I came up with for this week. So team number 1 is going to be the Igor, Citrana, Nero, Bonnie. Insane damage output potential, and Igor is going to outstall the opponent really effectively. And if they try to bring something like Crying Eye, which otherwise could be a counter to this, you have Dunlinger to just prevent them from even casting an ultimate. overall, this is a very strong team. You're going to have the elbow spell because you have a lot of long range damage from both the Nero and the Bonnie, which are going to trigger this effect. And Igor is just going to stall out, and you have Citrana debuff, reducing their vitality, and Bonnie debuff. You're going to be shredding through the opposing team. Now, as for the Hugin map effect, we again didn't play that much into it, but Igor will jump around onto his tombstones. That could give him some higher shielding and activate this effect and make him a little bit tankier and more difficult to kill. Okay, moving on to team number 2. Team number 2, also kind of an interesting team, but let's just talk about it. So we do have some heroes which are going to be moving more than 4 tiles within the 0.5 seconds. That would be Tassi when she jumps around with her skill, and also Athalia when she uses her skill to dash to enemies. Lily May, I don't know if her Rainstorm Ballet or even her ultimate like interruption is going to count to give her the shield. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it doesn't really matter. We also have the Guardian spell, because I think the Guardian spell is a really good strategy. It basically is going to provide the tankiness and give my team enough time that Tassi is then going to be able to cast her ultimate, which is really your main win condition in a team like this. On the Hypogean Celestial faction tiles, she's going to have that boosted energy recovery. She is going to probably cast her ultimate before the first 10 seconds of the match. Athalia is going to be boosted up by the Stellar Bond, and we have the twins here because I want the twins to be able to cast their ultimate before Tassi, which they will with their pre-fill energy, and that is going to either take an enemy Lily May interruption or just begin buffing up my team. And Lily May will be interrupting if they try to go for like a Cryanaya, because Cryanaya would be like the first thing you think of when you look at a team like this, try to nuke them with Cryanaya. And I think definitely it still is possible technically, but Lily May at least gives me a bit of counter into those Cryanaya teams, and then hopefully I have enough damage that they can somehow nuke that Cryanaya or something before she's able to get up her second ultimate. But basically that was my strategy here. Now Guardian spell, yeah, I don't know whether this necessarily is the best. If you wanted to go for something more offensive, something like Shadow Blast could work. However, I just really like Guardian spell. I think that it is worth kind of always trying to fit it into one of your teams, and I do think this is a good team. I've done some testing with it. It is good. Now, if you don't want to run one of these heroes, you can replace it for like Scarlita, for example. But I think like, yeah, it's difficult to make a free-to-play version of this team. Okay, moving on to team number 3. Team number 3 is going to be a Cryanaya Siren team, which I'm also very happy with. It is a Pandora team, but like, I want to talk about why I'm so happy with this team. So we have both Siren and Cryanaya on these tiles in the back to boost their damage, and on the Celestial Hypogean tile, Siren's going to recover energy fast enough that he's going to cast his ultimate due to his pre-fill energy before Pandora even unboxes the Cryanaya. That is perfect, because if someone tries to go for Lily May here, Lily May is just going to interrupt my Siren, and then Cryanaya is going to be free to cast her ultimate as soon as she's unboxed from this. So the only real way to deal with this is either you beat me, like you beat me to casting my Cryanaya ultimate, which can be done like if you use Theodore, Rowan, Cryanaya, and just forget about Pandora on offense, then you can beat me to Cryanaya ulting. The other option they can do is they can just use Dunlinger. Dunlinger is going to counter this team, definitely. This team is pretty hard counted to Dunlinger, but even with Dunlinger here, honestly, it's going to be difficult. We have Kulu for that range defense buff. We have the Fressers who are going to be tanking out my team, and then, yeah, I think Cryanaya probably will survive long enough for the bell to wear off and then go off, but like if they go for a Dunlinger or diagonal, that's probably a counter to this team. Anyway, there's always going to be a counter to any team, even the pay-to-win teams, but overall, I think this does well into most matchups, and that's why it is my recommended basically third number team. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. If you guys have any other teams you're planning to run this week, you can feel free to share them in the comment section down below. But thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase at AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link in the description of this video or a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.